how to survive Corona, guys. I'm going to tell you how to do it very seriously and give you real techniques and a lot of things that I think people don't know about. Make sure to follow, subscribe, and I will go through a list of how you can best protect yourself. I'm going to go through everything, how to sanitize, things you definitely have not thought of. I'm going to provide that to you 100%. My dad was a medical doctor. I know a lot of things that I'm surprised a lot of people were never taught. So I'm just going to try my best to fill you guys in and share this information with you, okay? So one of the things, by the way, for those of you who don't know, it's comic book artist, writer, and director Greg Weick from BeyondComics.tv, which is why my superhero creations are behind me. Now, just continuing, the first thing is wash your cell phone. Actually, take hand sanitizer and spray it down every time you've touched something and use it. Also, you want to clean out your entire system here with breathing in, because that's where it attacks, right? And before I get into how to do this and different techniques, please remember, 99% of the population is fine. The tea kettle is your friend, and here's how you use it. If you're concerned that you breathed in or through your nose, your mouth, anything related to any type of problem, whether it be a cold, corona, flu, whatever, when you steam, this is very important, not go to a steam sauna where there's a zillion people and you're breathing in everything that they were breathing in, but when you have this thing, you literally let the water boil, and then through the spout over here is going to come a nice little stream of very, very hot, compressed air, right? Or just hot steam air, I mean to say. So just literally breathing in like that or sniffing in like that, and do that for about 2 to 5 minutes. Not even that long, like 2 to 3 minutes maximum. I've never done really more than 2 minutes consistently straight like that. And you do that in the day, or when you come home at night, it's going to loosen up all of that kind of junk that might be in there, and potentially, because it's so hot, burn any kind of bacteria that's in there. Now, don't do it to the point where you burn your sinuses or you burn your throat. That's too much. Then you could cause scarring. You don't want to cause scarring, okay? But this is a technique that you can use, and also it goes into the lungs, right? Into the body, into the bronchial tubes. When you're breathing it in, you want to take a deep breath from your stomach, okay, and your chest. So you're really breathing that hot air in. You hold it, and then you pop it back out. Breathe it in through the mouth, push it out through the nose. Breathe it in through the nose, out through the mouth. All right, so that's a little kind of funny demonstration I'm doing, but it's really serious, and it actually can help a lot. And that hot steam can kill a certain amount of bacteria. Not 100%, but hey, better a little bit than none. Masks. Now, that's another topic I want to get into real quickly. Of course, it helps if you have a mask and you're able to pop it on your mouth, because then if you have something and you're coughing, it's kind of held within that space, not just breathing out all over to the air. But here's the problem. If some other people are sick and you have a mask on, it's not going to protect you 100%, but it's better to have a little barrier, even if it's just a scarf around your face, something just to help reduce the amount that can clearly go into your nose and into your throat. And it's kind of ironic, because if it was flu season, this is something I would naturally do before this corona thing hit. It's just something that logically I understood would help. Of course, you need to seal as best as you can around this area, otherwise it could still seep in. You know what I'm saying? So you want to have a nice seal to the best of your abilities with a mask. It's better to have something blocking it than just take whatever could be in the air right into your face. And it's funny how people always thought I was being overly cautious, and now everyone's coming to me and I'm the least worried. I got this, man. I know how to take care of this stuff. It's fine. And you know what? If God forbid any of us catch it, don't worry. There's a 99% chance that we're going to get over it pretty quick. I think actually the real numbers, I think, is 81%. 81% of people have gotten over it completely and fine. Which is really great. That was the last statistic I saw, which means 19%, which is mostly the elderly who have had it, have had trouble. That's really sad. A couple of people, of course, who are young have had problems. Maybe they had, previous respiratory issues, or the doctors who were exposed all over the place. The concern, this is a big deal. The concern is that I spoke to a friend of mine who's a nurse, And unfortunately, she was like in a hazmat suit and things like that. They're running out of those types of suits and those protections. And when that happens, they're going to have to be cross-contaminating each other. And when they run out of beds, if they can't set up tents and quarantine area zones for people, that could be cross-contamination or exposure. So let's see what happens. But that's why you don't want to buy 1,000 masks. You just need a couple of masks and that's good. Let's not like indulge or go too much. Okay, guys? More than 99% do not have it. It's like 99.9% do not have it. So that means less than 0.0001% might have it. And that's including those who are not even tested yet. It's still less than 1% worldwide. So please take it down a notch. Relax. Worrying and being frenetic and nervous does not help you or anybody. Stacking up with tons of toilet paper and, tons of paper napkins and milk and bread is not going to help anybody. It's going to go bad eventually anyway, and you can't freeze that stuff for too long either. So I was in the store, I saw some extra toilet paper, and, it was like one or two were there, and I was like, oh my God, I better grab it immediately. And I was like, wait a second, I have enough for the next week and a half or 2 weeks. Maybe somebody needs that today. So let's leave that for the people who actually need it today. Okay, so we got to be mindful of each other and take care of each other. All right, guys, let's take care of each other. Like we have to be each other's parents, so to speak. This is super important right now. So let's not let our worries and our fears get the better of us and then end up hoarding and getting crazy together. And, let's share and make sure everybody is taken care of, and please relax. And I'm telling you, this is going to blow over soon enough. Just take it easy. We're almost through it. And New York, especially, and many of the other states have all taken terrific steps in trying to limit crowd exposure. So let's all be happy that they've done that. And I could understand you guys being really worried if they didn't do that. But they did do that, thankfully, so don't worry, okay? Now let's just be positive about it in our attitudes and our behavior, and smart and intelligent, and make the right steps to better take care of cleanliness. So let's now actually give real techniques. First of all, if you've been outside and you really are concerned that somehow you breathed in the coronavirus or the flu virus or anything, one of the things you can do is when you get home, wash the bottom of your shoes with Clorox, okay? You could also wash your mouth by gargling with peroxide for about 10 to 15 seconds. Let it fizz up, maybe up to 30 seconds, and then rinse it out with water, because peroxide is almost like bleach where it could kind of burn over time, so you do want to wash that out. You also want to drink lots of water so that if anything is in you, it goes down to your digestive system, which will automatically kill it, right? Also with your hands, right? You want to obviously wash your hands, but after you sanitize them, then finish it off with water so your hands don't dry out and crack, and then those little cracks create little micro abrasions that bleed that you don't even see, and that's an opening where you can catch something through the bloodstream, right? So you want to make sure that you are sealing up yourself properly, okay, guys? Wow, okay, now one of the other things you want to do is remember when you touch a doorknob and then you touch your face, you've now just put whatever was on your doorknob onto your face and vice versa. So you want to keep your hands off your face as much as possible when you're touching things that other people have touched and you don't know where they were or if they're carriers. I want to also remind everybody that most young people, at the worst, who have caught it, most of them only get like light flu symptoms, a little temperature, achy joints and body, and then within a couple of days they're better. So that's very important, and they automatically build an immunity to it, and then within a couple of weeks they're no longer contagious. Older people have to be careful because most older people over 60 have a bit of a compromised immune system as they get older. Now, what do I do, and what should you do? Take vitamin C, 500 milligrams of vitamin C, 20 minutes before you go outside, okay? Anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes before you go outside. 500 milligrams. That will last in your body about 4 hours, okay? Then you pee it out, believe it or not, and then you might want to replenish at the 4 to 5 hour point with more vitamin C. 500 milligrams. You don't really need much more than that on average, okay? Also, you want to make sure to do something else that's very important, which is not mix it with zinc. Zinc actually stops vitamin C from working and vice versa. Vitamin C stops zinc from working. So it's a kind of a catch-22, so to speak. and you really want to be cautious to just wait a couple of hours between taking them. So if you take Zicam Mist, which is one of the best things to fight off a cold, Zicam Mist, and also Tamiflu fights off fever, temperature, if you have the flu, specifically targeted for that if you take it within 72 hours. But back to what I was saying, you can take 500 milligrams of vitamin C, you can wait 2 hours and then take zinc, and then wait 2 hours and then take vitamin C. You've got to give distance for the body to process it. If you take them at the same time, they cancel each other out, so to speak. That's a simplified version of it. You could Google more on it, but that's basically all you need to know. You want to make sure you take vitamin D if you're not getting outside enough. You want to make sure you got your vitamin, B12 complex and vitamin B complex and all that kind of stuff as well. Also oregano oil, which stings like hell. It's terrible. It tastes awful, but it really does help super boost your immune system and make things, make it fight things off better. A couple of drops of that under your tongue, you're good to go if you could stand it. It's extremely hard to deal with oregano liquid in your mouth. Not the spice, the liquid. It's an extract, okay? So these are just some of the things. Now, I want to remind you guys, if you order food out, you don't know who's touching your food. You don't know who's actually packaging and touching the package. And if they've been in the subway where there's lots of people and they're coughing and all these other kind of things have happened. So you don't know what the situation is. So the best way to handle this is when you get a delivery, wash the handle, okay? Take the food out of it, put it on the table or the floor, whatever, which you're going to wash after as well. Wash the rim of the container with some kind of like Clorox or 99% kills bacteria type of thing. I would not use Lysol. It smells bad, but Clorox is pretty good. Don't breathe in Clorox. Not so good for your lungs anyway. But again, wash it all down, wipe it all down, potentially transfer it into your own containers or tin foil. But remember, you've now touched this potentially contaminated, container. So you want to wash your hands again when you discard everything. So you just want to be very, very mindful of these little things. Again, why panic? How is that going to help anybody? It's not. It's going to make you crazy, right? It's going to upset you and make the experience worse. Let's all make it a cozy experience. We're all bonding together as a unity in a society to try to fight off this terrible, stupid thing that's, hit out of nowhere. You know what I mean? And be careful. Also, a lot of people have had it, didn't know they had it, and that's how people have started getting it, and that's also why a lot of people will not get it, because they had it, didn't know they had it, built an immunity to it, and now they're fine. Again, more than 99.9% of the world does not have corona. We're good, all right? So take it easy. Everything's all right. I know it's scary, but it should be something that everybody recognizes. How to be more cleanly. Cough into your elbow. Fist bumping. That's fine. People are elbow bumping now, right? And I think as a society, hopefully we are learning how to better protect ourselves, not just from corona, but from the flu virus in general and other types of infectious diseases that can be prevented just through people being cautious. I can't tell you how many times it drives me nuts when I see somebody very sick with a dripping nose, cough, cold, working in a restaurant. That's crazy. And they're doing it because they clearly, unfortunately, need the funds, and the restaurant clearly will not pay them unless they work. That's a no-no. That should be changed. By law, if somebody is sick, they should not be allowed to work, but should still be paid for sick leave. And they have to kind of figure that stuff out. I'll leave that to the state or the governments to figure that out. But, something has to be done because it's getting a little bit out of hand. But hopefully we could learn from this. And again, please be mindful, guys. There are elderly people who are desperate for milk and bread and real survival foods. And they need it now. So if you have enough for a week, share. Help people. Now they're putting limits on how much you can buy, how much toilet paper, how much food, etc. So please, guys, if there's a limit, buy one for you and one for an elderly person or a kid. Let's help each other, band together, conquer this crap, and let's nail it as a team, all right? This has been comic book artist, writer, and director Greg White from BeyondComics.tv. I create these guys over here. Thanks for watching. Make sure to follow, subscribe, and share. Let's do our part together, all right? You're going to be fine. Peace.